Oh, you're playing the White March rather than the regular game?
Oh, no, it's going to be the regular game. They're all installed. Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the stream. It is Pillars of Eternity today with Sume Backseat Gaming,
Hello.
providing lovely commentary.
Oh no, I have to do that?
uh,
It has to be lovely?
unfortunately, some things happened with Mace of Spades, so he's unable to make it today. Hopefully he will be here for Strixhaven this coming weekend. But
We shall see.
I told him that if he needs some time, then he doesn't have to worry. So I don't know much of anything about this game, so let's hop into it, shall we? We'll do easy, so I'm newbie.
Yep.
Obsidian. Ain't that the people who made Fallout? Yes.
Some of the Fallout.
Not Fallout 4.
They made New Vegas. And they also helped on some of the KOTOR stuff.
And they did Outer Wilds. Which, don't get me...
Five wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know.
Oh god, we're back in
The caravan
Tin
carries
Towns.
travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Convenient. So, Suba, is there anything I should know about this game?
Well, there's lots, I'm sure. Let's get
Of
into
course.
character creation.
Yes. Alright, so I already poked at this a while.
Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting things here.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be working on maybe doing a Shiro build, because I haven't played as her in a while.
Ah, your Hexblade. Right.
Yeah, my actual Neverwinter Nights character.
Well, alright. I think that would probably make sense as a cipher.
Yeah, I was looking at it too. For race, I was thinking godlike.
Mm-hmm.
And more of the moon. Because it looks more ice themed because she is a Levistus tiefling.
Now,
Let's
I believe...
let's read some of this lore first. Let's see. The godlike are children of the Kith civilized races, who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing, of course. Looks at the Greek pantheon. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. It's like Hrothgar and Viera. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. They have a +1 to Dex and +1 to Intelligence.
Now, not being able to wear helmets can be kind of difficult, but they usually have really good innate abilities.
Sweet. So we basically have Death godlike, which are really trippy.
To be fair, I think you can change a lot of this, but these are the
yeah.
defaults.
Fire godlike definitely gives me more of the fire
Classic
genasi.
tiefling.
Yeah. Moon and nature. Green bull. Ironic. Alright,
So,
continue.
moon godlike are the most tolerated of the godlike, while their skin tone and a large moon-like growth on their foreheads may be strange to some. Their appearances are generally considered more palatable by other kith. Sailors have many beliefs about the moon godlike and their propensity to bring luck, though there is little agreement to what kind of luck they tend to bring. And your ability is Silver Tide. Every encounter, when reduced between 75%, 50%, and 25% endurance, moon godlike generate waves of healing moonlight that restore endurance to themselves and their allies.
That sounds neat.
Makes them slightly durable.
Ooh,
Now, I'll explain endurance and health in a minute when we get to the stats and stuff.
sure. Body type.
Yep, you can choose. You're basically descended from one of the races, but with additional traits. So you can be little halfling like Orlin, or an elf, or a dwarf. So,
All I see is a height difference between human and elf.
yep,
New game, what this? This is Pillars of Eternity Caravan. Mace of Spades had some issues crop up, so he unfortunately wasn't able to do DOS 2 today. So we're doing
so
this with Sume commentating.
indeed.
You know, I feel like Elf is more of her body type. She's pretty lithe.
Now, there's a lot of things you can be. Some of these are very obvious what they're sort of supposed to do because they're very similar to monks in 5e or something. The chanter is sort of the bard. You basically get little buffs that you put up over time as you're chanting in battle, and they build up to stronger abilities.
Ah,
The cipher is interesting. It's sort of I want to it's say it's most like Psy Warriors, which I mean the 3.5 version. So basically you have mental abilities and they build up by attacking and then you unleash the focus you build while attacking. They're not as heavy a fighter as say a fighter or a paladin or a barbarian, but they do have some powers that can be very dangerous. But the rest are it's fairly obvious what they sort of are supposed to do.
that's a big book.
Indeed.
I won't lie, I was looking at some of the spells for Mage, and I'm like, these sound really fun.
I played a monk for our longest. They're interesting, but I don't think they're very Shira.
Yeah. Shira is a technically, she's not a Hexblade. She's just a Warlock in WN2. Definitely not an Infernal Warlock because that's not her thing.
But I
It,
would say Cypher most fits this,
yeah,
but feel free to choose anything you want. Paladin might work too. Though they
all right. Let's just read some of this because chat doesn't read as fast as I can.
Roots, madmen, berserkers. Those city-dwelling people often use the term barbarian with a dose of disrespect. These rural warriors are respected by their communities for their ferocity and fearsome presence on the battlefield. Barbarian have a special, almost religious role in some cultures, but in many places, the undisciplined, fearless style of barbarian is simply how warriors conduct themselves. Starting ability.
Carnage. When
When
barbarians.
barbarians.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. You go ahead.
Carnage. When barbarians hit with melee attacks, they automatically make reduced damage attacks at all other enemies within a short distance of the target. Oh,
So
their
basically, you
attack
get
is an
mini
AoE?
AoE. Yep, mini AoE.
That's crazy.
And athletics is a skill. It does pretty much what you think it does, as does survival.
Oh, I can hover over these. Which means tiring work.
Now, let me explain endurance and health. Now, endurance is basically your basic health pool when you're in a fight. You have a set amount of endurance, and if it runs out, you get knocked unconscious. And after a fight, your lost endurance is subtracted from your health, which is your actual HP. And if you run out of HP, you will die.
It sounds familiar.
Hmm.
Like the Wrath and Glory system from the York campaign. Because they have very little health and they have little armor, but they can soak with shock and whatnot.
Well, everyone runs on this mechanic. Basically, endurance
Yeah,
is a part of your health that you have access to fight before you get knocked unconscious. Health is what you actually think of as health usually.
interesting.
And endurance will come back each fight by using from your health pool, but health when you run, but you have to restore health by resting.
Huh. Chanter. Every culture calls it Aora?
Yeah, I think
Aura?
it's Aora.
Aora?
Eora. Aora, I guess.
Put a Z in there, you get Aorzia.
There are chanters. Many historians consider chanters to be the most ancient workers of magics. Their hallowed phrases stirring the collective memory of wayward souls around them, compelling them to generate magical effects in a kind of reenactment. In some societies, chanters formed organized groups of storytellers and researchers, but in most parts of the world, they are just a time honored part of local folk traditions.
Phrases and chants. All chanters can continuously speak chants made up of magical phrases. Phrases produce passive effects and help build a chanter's power until they can use an invocation. Invocations. Powerful magical effects that chanters can create after they have spoken a required number of phrases through their chants.
So basically, while they're fighting, they're constantly chanting, getting these little passive boosts. And after a while, they can use an invocation, which is like a bigger thing. As you can see, they are not nearly as tough as, say, the barbarian, obviously.
That mechanic reminds me a bit of the samurai in 14. You do your regular abilities to get stickers, and once you get and depending on how many stickers you have, you do a different ability that's a lot more powerful. With
Well,
30 being the strongest.
the invocations you do, I believe, are set, and you basically can just use it anytime you get enough, do enough phrases. So it's sort of like a rhythm to it. But
Sounds
I haven't gotten deep into there.
that sounds a lot like Dancer more than. All right. Cipher.
A recent discovery in the Eastern Reach, ciphers were once called Brishalwgan mine hunters by the Galanferans.
Yeah, like nature.
Ciphers have the ability to directly connect and manipulate another person's soul and psyche
I mean
using an
contact.
ally. Hmm?
Ciphers has the ability to directly contact.
Ah,
You said
directly
connect.
contact and manipulate another person's soul and psyche using an ally's or enemy's essence as the focus of their magic. Though most ciphers are still found in Eastern Reach, practitioners of the technique have spread throughout the known world. They are gaining acceptance over time, but are generally distrusted, especially by the uneducated.
Which, depending on what kind of medieval setting you're running, is a lot of people.
Now, like I said, these guys, they have powers, which are sort of spells. They're a little different than any spells.
Target
And they,
allies, enemies with powerful soul-focused effects. These powers cost focus, which ciphers build through the use of their soul whip. That
which
sounds
is basically
good.
attacking.
See.
So they sort of auto attack to build up their focus, and then they can spin their focus to use more potent abilities. And mechanics is like lock picking and trap disarming. So they're sort of sneaky, but also not bad fighters in general.
So they're like the artificers, basically.
A little bit. Like I said, they're most similar to the way psychic warriors were in 3.5, I think.
Yeah. Chat said that Cyphers reminded them of the old 5e UA Mystic class.
Yep, that's what would have been the successor to the Psi warrior.
Druid. This is interesting because this druid has a metal shield and a metal sword.
Animists at heart. Druids tap into the spiritual power that flows through the simple living things of Aora, plants, animals, and sometimes even living stone. While not necessarily religious, Druids do have a reverence for the natural world and a keen interest in understanding its mysteries. In most cultures, Druids are understood to be a sort of primal magician. Not, but among the Galfarti, Nasquiti, Nasitakwi, and many rural cultures, they have high positions of influence and authority.
Nasitaki?
Maybe.
Ah. Spirit shift. All druids have mastered one animalistic form. These forms give the druid strong melee abilities and grant an additional power while the druid is shifted. Druids have access to a variety of offensive and some support-oriented spells. Every 2 levels, druids automatically gain access to an additional set of spells. Initially, their spells can be cast a limited number of times per rest. As druids gain power, their weaker spells eventually shift to per encounter use. Huh, that's
So
interesting.
they sort of pseudo wild shape as their main mechanic. And spells are support.
Fighter, do we really need an explanation for this?
Well, they gave us one anyway.
Yep.
Fighters form the front line of disciplined armies across the Eastern Reach. Though they are most commonly found in cultures with an organized martial structures, fighters can also be encountered as wandering mercenaries, bodyguards, and other types of sellswords. The common element that unifies fighters is their heavy focus on endurance and their melee ability.
Melee defense? Starting ability, constant recovery. Fighters continue to regenerate endurance at a modest rate during combat. That's... wow.
Yep,
Depends on how much endurance you're losing.
I mean, they are fighters. They are good at fighting stuff.
Yeah.
And they have high base stuff here. Like
Caravan.
very high health.
Caravan. A man who needs no introduction, but my contract says I get one anyway. Monks belong to a variety of fighting orders that have sprung up in Ixamiddle and the Eastern
Except middle.
Reach over... Listen.
We're not going to do this right.
I do my best. It's just like the Snirf Nebulin all over again.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yeah. While many monastic orders can trace their teachings to the enduring founder,
Teletak.
maybe the T is silent, it's actually a latak. Individual organizations were very greatly in their focus morality and ethics. Common folk respect the incredible discipline of monks, but see them as an odd, unpredictable bunch who may not be entirely sane. Huh. Even mercenaries and other adventurers aren't sure what to make of them. Transcendent suffering. When monks have no weapons equipped, their unarmored attacks are exceptionally powerful and continue to increase in damage as they gain levels. Huh. As monks are damaged, their pain generates wounds. Wounds can be used to power many of the monk's special abilities. Oh, so for that kind of monk.
Yeah. These are sort of very similar to ciphers, except instead of generating their resource To dealing damage, they get it by taking damage.
Yeah, these seems to be the type of monks who will willingly whip themselves to repent.
A little bit.
Yeah. Paladins. Martial zealots devoted to a god, a ruler, or even a way of life. They can be found in any culture where a fanatical group of like-minded individuals have formed a warrior society dedicated to advancing their cause. Ah, great. Among those aligned to their worldview, paladins are viewed with respect and admiration, if a bit of fear. Many paladins hold leadership positions in armies and in mercenary companies, but in the heat of battle, their fanaticism often overrules the chain of command and common sense. Oh, so they're like barbarians, but better liked. Or the zealot barbarian. Paladins have an inherent bonus to all of their defenses. Over the course of the game, the value of this bonus may shift based on the reputation the paladin gains relative to the behaviors that are preferred by his or her order. Ah.
So yeah, there's more alignment stuff with these paladins than there would be in, say, 5e.
Yeah. Like, hey, I want to be a warlock in NWN2. Okay, you gotta be evil. Dang it. So you know all those side quests you want to do? Yeah, that's gonna switch your alignment over. Uh-huh. Dang it. Yep. Ugh. Priest.
Priests are devotees of yours deities and practitioners of religious magic. While all priests dedicate themselves to specific gods, priest power is actually derived from their personal beliefs. In contrast to most paladins, priests tend to focus on philosophy, teaching, and relationship of religious organizations with the common folk. The reception of priests in any given part of the world depends largely on how their god is revered or reviled by the people who live there.
Ooh, they have a lot.
I mean, clerics, you know.
Yeah. Holy Radiance generates a modest amount of endurance for allies around the priest. Any enemy vessels caught in the area take burn damage and may be frightened. Ooh. Over the course of the
Basically,
game, the power of this ability may shift based on the reputations the priest gains relative to the behaviors that are preferred by his or her deity. Priests have access to a variety of support and some offense-oriented spells. Every 2 levels, priests automatically gain access to additional set of spells, and just like the other one. Got it. Huh. Cool. Ranger. No one cares.
range. Oop, okay. Rogues are vicious killers.
I'm kidding about the ranger.
I mean, we'll forgive it if you want. Rogues are vicious killers, feared for the brutality of their attacks. They can be found as often in the dark back alleys as the heart of battlefield skirmishers. Though unpredictable and undisciplined, rogues are commonly used as shock troops or as part of a surprise assault, their withering attacks breaking enemy ranks and morale. Rogues tend to congregate in larger numbers in cities, where they can steadily employed as mercenaries or hired muscle.
And of course, they get sneak attack. Bonus damage to rogues' ranged and melee weapons attacks when the target has any of the following afflictions: blinded, flanked, hobbled, paralyzed, petrified, prone, stuck, stunned, or weakened. It also applies to any target the rogue strikes with a weapon within the first 2 seconds of combat. That is very specific on those 2 seconds.
Yes, well, combat is real time, so.
Oh. Oh, so stuck is basically restrained.
Yep, almost everything is similar, but has different names.
Hobbled is slow. Okay. And back to Ranger. See if he didn't forget you.
Rangers are warriors of the woodlands and masters of the hunt. They partnered with soul-bounded animal companions. They can be found in wild spaces all over the world, as their lifestyles often tend towards independence and isolation. It is rare for rangers to become an integral part of a large fighting force, though they are often employed as scouts and guides.
Animal companion. All rangers share a strong bond with an animal companion. The companion fights at the ranger's command is extremely valuable for its ability to run interference. Animal companions don't do much damage, but they have high damage reduction. The link between the ranger companion is powerful. If one goes down in battle, the other suffers as well. So Beastmaster
Pretty much.
and Wizard.
The masters of academic magic. Wizards are students of the arcane traditions that stretch back beyond the boundaries of recorded history. Wizards are a highly organized group, often forming academies or guilds devoted to research and development in magical studies, and tend to favor environments where inquiry, experimentation, debate, and dissemination of knowledge are encouraged. Many accomplished wizards eventually become known for their eccentricity, their egos, and their unquenchable interest in all things arcane and occult.
I'll have you know that Bliss is not eccentric yet.
I mean, a little bit. She does hang out with Skellycat.
Eh, and some of her preferences, yes. Arcane Assault, mid-range attack that hits a small area for raw damage and can leave targets dazed. Hmm. Let's see. Unlike priests and druids, wizards learn individual spells that they store in and cast directly from their grimoires. Grimoires can only hold 4 spells of each spell level, which motivates wizards to keep multiple grimoires for different needs. Bliss needs another one. Chat, considering her party, Bliss is eccentric by default.
I don't know. Her party can be pretty eccentric.
I mean, she's got the least amount of baggage, all things considering. However, they can automatically learn 1 spell of any level they have access each time they advance. Every 2 levels, wizards gain an additional set of spells. Have the option of learning spells from grimoires they find or buy. Initially, their spells can be cast a limited number of times per rest. So, just like 5e.
So,
Oh, he
yep.
said eccentric by association.
Ah,
I mean,
that's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
So,
We,
if we're
we, we,
building.
we have the kobold raised by yetis who's trying to figure out how society works. And has a chip on his shoulder the size of the Grand Canyon. We have a man who thinks he's an exorcist when he's actually more of a hack and doesn't know what he's fully doing. Debatable.
And loves playing with very dangerous things.
Yes, and thinks all women are terrible. Well, all elven women specifically. We have the... Whoa.
Sorry, that was me moving around a little bit.
We have the Lost Claudia character who was reincarnated from a dwarf.
Whose name is a great pun.
I didn't get the pun.
It'll come up eventually.
Alright. We had the man who was captured by mind flayers from his world to our world. And then he had the lazy noble necromancer.
And to be fair, the guy who was captured by mind flayers is relatively normal, all things considered.
Yeah, he just has some PTSD that Bliss likes to trigger by accident.
And he also found the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide.
That was apparently written by her father. Also,
Yep.
was like, what do you know about Asmodeus Bliss? I have no idea. Insight, okay, rolls really high. Tell me your secrets. She doesn't know, nor does she care. What you see is what you get. Besides, she's a Mammon tiefling anyways, and even then I don't think she knows who Mammon is.
Right. So then, if we're playing Hexblade-esque, I think the Cypher is closest, but you
Yeah. Like, Wizard sounds fun, but I'll do that later.
Now these are your powers. You can pick
fun.
2 this level, and which ones you pick probably will depend on what where you want to be, because some of them have different ranges.
Alright, so let's see. Shira is definitely a close range fighter.
Then I would definitely look at Mind Wave as one of your powers.
I will look at that first. Target becomes the object of a concussive blast of psychic energy suffering. What's raw damage? Oh lord. Oh lord. 8 damage types. Slash, pierce, crush. Just say bludgeoning. Burn, shock, corrode, acid? Freeze, and
Mhm.
raw. Raw damage types are used to determine how easily a target resists damage of that type based on their damage reductions. Uh-huh.
I think Raw is pretty difficult to resist.
Ah.
So it's sort of force.
Because of blast of psychic energy suffering raw damage from the trauma. Ah, so what Bliss does by accident.
Hmm.
Characters in the conal area behind the target, failing a fortitude save, are knocked prone from the blast. 10 focus, speed fast, I can assume that means casting time?
Mm-hmm.
Is that miles or meters?
I believe it's meters.
Alright,
I
8
think
meters.
miles would be kind of
Would
a
probably
lot.
be MI. Let's see, 1 meter is 3 feet, so 3 times 8, so that's about 24 feet. That's still pretty good.
Hmm.
Look, I could do math. Uh, area of effect, target plus length, 0.5 second interrupt.
Interrupt basically means you can keep people from acting if you hit them with certain.
Ooh, yeah, we'll go with that. All right, anti-pathetic field. I know it's antipathic. Creates a toxic physical manifestation of the mutual antipathy between the cipher and the enemy target. Enemies caught in the path between the two will suffer corrosive damage.
Basically, it's a anime sort of locking eyes, except it deals acid damage.
Ah, well, that doesn't sound too bad.
I mean, it'd be better for a more ranged fighting style.
Eye Strike shocks an enemy's visual receptors, dazing and blinding them, as well as blinding nearby targets. 10 meters, 10 seconds. That's not too bad.
I mean, it's a decent area control, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. Soul Shock briefly transforms the outer shell of an allied target's soul into energy, releasing an electrical burst around them. Characters standing in the area around the target take shock damage. So basically, it turns my ally into a bomb.
It basically creates a ring of electricity around them.
That is definitely more for support for a tank.
I mean, I don't know if you count as an ally for targeting, though, is the thing. That's the only thing I don't know about that power.
Fair enough. Tenuous Grasp. Assails the target's grasp on reality, frightening and confusing them. That sounds fun. Whisper of Treason. Imparts a bedeviling secret to an enemy that causes its allegiance to bend, charming them for the duration, which is...
Basically, they fight with you for a little bit.
yeah. What breaks charm? Let's see. Do fight on behalf of the enemy at reduced capacity, speed, accuracy, and auto defense are reduced by 25. Charm is exclusive, meaning a character can only have one charm or function at a time, and no one will dispel any. I mean, if they didn't need
Huge.
the whole reduced capacity, it'd be really busted, but that doesn't sound super useful to me.
So, I would definitely consider it also as a good debuff, a good battlefield control option.
What, treason?
Yep, that is a good battlefield control option. But like Eye Strike, it's also a You either succeed or you don't.
I feel like frightened and confused sounds more like her.
Well, that works too. It lasts a little longer.
Attributes: might, dex, intelligent. I'm assuming might is strength.
Might is both strength and sort of magic strength. It's these are very similar to the usual strength con, strength dex con, wisdom, intelligence, charisma, but they're slightly different. Might basically affects how much damage you do in all circumstances.
Highly recommended for Cypher. Resolve. Character's internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and emotional intensity. Oh, so it's wisdom. Can be used for mental intimidation, leadership, and convincing performances. So it's a mix of wisdom and charisma.
Yeah, they sort of mix things around. Like perception is separated into its own thing up here above it.
Alright, I will be back. I gotta put my laundry. I gotta do some laundry.
Oh, hello, chat. How are you today? I'm doing all right. Just playing through Live a Live and waiting on Xenoblade 3 next week. Or well, Live Alive is how they tend to pronounce it, but I first played it when it was translation patch for the SNES, so my brain always reads it Live a Live. Oh yes, Live Alive is a great game. Honestly, it was very experimental for its time back on the Super Nintendo. Thing is, it's short, so it's a little hard for me to justify suggesting people spend the current price on it.
Hello. Talk about Live Alive.
Indeed.
Alright, so we have 15. How many points does it take to level up?
I think it's 1-to-1 mostly,
Oh, that's
but
nice.
maybe I'm slightly wrong. So, let's see. Like I said, might is the physical power or the damage power of your attacks, both the physical and magical. So you definitely want to put a few points in there at least. Dexterity has to do with your evasion and your ability to hit things. Constitution is pretty much exactly what it is in any edition of D&D. It largely affects your health and ability to resist physical.
Well, considering she's a hexblade, I feel like her resolve is probably high up there.
I would be careful putting too many points into it over intellect, because intellect is your actual casting stat in this thing. It affects the how difficult it is for enemies to resist your abilities. It also affects how big your abilities are. Like you get a bonus to the area of effect, especially like actual AoEs.
Okay, let's just look then.
That looks pretty solid. I might cut the resolve a bit to bump either the might or the con.
You know, more HP sounds great.
Yeah. Uh,
Ah, culture. Time to
yep.
change my outfit.
And you do get a bonus from these.
Oh. Could do this one to have 20 int. Alright, Adir. The Adir Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. Though the Empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world, Greater Adir is at its heart and houses the majority of its human and elven nations. Deadfire Archipelago. Hey, that's Path of Exile too. Consisting of the nation of Nastitak, dozens of Amara settlements, and hundreds of lawless, pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea. Deadfire is home to Boreal, Dwarves, Amara, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible.
To be fair, I like the outfit.
Oh yeah, this is definitely one of my favorites. Ixa Middle Plains, located on the northeast. To the northeast of Air Glanfath, the Middle Plains are a large expanse of fertile savannas that are extensively farmed by human and Orlan residents. Ah, the breadbasket. The Middle culture is one of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread out little over the past several thousand years. Old Vilia. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Vilia is now the crumbled remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations. Counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks, the old Valian countries are still forces to be reckoned with and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. Rauatai? Dominated by the Amara nation of
I think it's Rowantai.
Rauatai.
Rauatai.
The Gulf itself is host to a number of nations, most of them Amara, Orlan, and Dwarven. Though these countries are relatively young, they are some of the most advanced colonial settlements in the East. The Gulf is a land of riches and resources for those who could take them, though the entire coast is often pummeled by violent storms. The Living Lands is the mountainous region of a large northern Ireland renowned for its diversity of plant and magical life, or animal life. Ooh,
That was an
wow.
interesting read.
Plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable. Listen. One of my biggest misreads is oral care. I misread it as anal care once. I'm like, wait a second. The living lands are home to an assortment of races to a variety of colonial and independent settlements. The White That Wins. Oh, a spear and a dagger. Oh, it's a hatchet and a dagger. I looked at it from this and I thought it was pointy and longer.
This is basically Icewind Dale.
A large cracked southern expanse of polar ice, the white that wins is home to ales? Pale elves
Elves.
and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers, and apparently liquor. Past Blue Ribbon Pale Ale. While virtually no plant life grows in the white, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. Alright, so I don't really have too much of a background for Shiro, so we can actually be a little bit flexy. If I wanted to be the whole min-max, definitely do int 20.
I mean,
But I love fashion, and I like this outfit. Not a fan of Warhammer, but I do like the fact that I have a shield.
yeah, you'll get plenty of items to equip yourself as you want.
How good is the armor in here?
In terms of looks, I haven't gotten super far, but there's decent variety.
Okay. I think we'll go with Old Valula then, just simply to get that int up to 20.
All right. I don't know if that's the max.
Well, we'll find out. Background. Oh boy. Well,
I think I know which one you're gonna be. This gives you a skill, or 2 points of skills.
alright, I'm
And
curious. What do you think I'm going to be?
I think you're gonna be mercenary.
You're actually correct, Spore. That's what she is. Blade and battle is your way of life. You solve your problems by pulling out your weapon and applying force.
I mean,
Well,
directly to the forehead.
yeah. I mean, if I really wanted to go like to NWN2 way, Drifter would probably be it.
I mean,
What's this
mhm.
thing? Oh. Huh.
So Fiash.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Mercenary is. Appearance! Yay! We're not
You can
that.
choose a. Admittedly, there aren't as many portraits as I'd like.
We're going with this one.
You can choose your primary and secondary color, which largely affects your armor, I believe, rather than your skin tone.
Yeah, that's fine. Boros Legion is white. Yeah, all we can do is change our heads. We get 4 heads. 2, 3, 4.
I think you like one best.
Yeah, one kind of fits her a bit more.
I do like the horns on two, but I think one fits better.
Alright.
Now you choose your voice. Unfortunately, they don't let you actually preview the voice, which is
What?
strange.
Yes.
Weird. Oh, well,
Leading
didn't
the
let
way.
me.
Easy now.
Hmm?
Leading the way.
Sharp eyes and keen ears. Yes.
I feel like that's Bliss's voice.
I've
Possible.
got this. Let's go.
Keeping an eye out. Well, now I am leader of the group.
Yeah!
Benevolent screams. Wow.
That was a strange one to choose.
Quietly now. I'm here. I'm flattered.
That actually sounds more Blissy.
Not a sound. Yeah? Follow me. Let's go. Keeping quiet. Hey there. Watch and learn.
I feel like this is the same voice actress.
Show them how it's done!
Quick and quiet. Just say
Maybe.
the word. I'll lead the way.
There's not a lot of voice lines. It's mostly in
Let's go.
combat.
My eyes are peeled.
Feisty it is. Enter name. Hooray.
And we're done.
Woo! There we go, chat. journey to Gilded Vale. That's some nice crystals.
The caravan master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks.
Don't touch the rocks. Got it, Captain.
Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Look, sir, I'm sick. I can't help
Touch
that.
of the rumbling rot, could be.
What?
There's a stinging beetle around here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day.
Is he... Oh.
There's a berry grows
Okay.
in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail.
That's tiny.
Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Odema looks over his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfell. He carries an old sun-bleached bow. Sparfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. I think that's me right here.
Yep, this is your choices.
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
Funny-looking bush does not give me much to go on, sir.
You'll
Nothing
know
you
it when you
won't
see
see
it.
on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
He adds with a wink.
Characters, attributes, skills, class, race, culture, sex may all open up options. Okay. Who did build
Got
these?
different names for them.
Yeah.
Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much. Not if you hurry about your business, and not if the weather holds up.
There is a concern
There
in
is.
his tone, but he does not elaborate.
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beawick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to. They don't got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Fair enough.
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body.
Sir,
Got a
I'm
schedule
sick.
to keep.
He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent a journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without blanket or pillow. I've been there.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time. She needs to find some springberries. Watch that she doesn't drop
No
dead.
promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Fair.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
So you can pick up some items around here.
Okay.
Most of these
this?
people don't have much to say.
Sure.
Anyone need supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
Don't really have a lot of money, but you can buy stuff if you want.
Where's Hayden? Oh, there it is. You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
You poor man. He shakes his head and laughs when he notices you. He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road. I was going to shave
Say, is
today.
there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look. I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Is this Sam Regal? You have one rank and a disposition and a reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. And seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations ought to bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but if your main character is a priest or paladin, which we are not, you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what is favored by their deity and order respectively. For the main character only, their dispositions will modify the effects of holy radiance for priests and faith and conviction for paladins.
Something else you need?
Okay, let's see. I have giant miniature space piglet.
Yep,
Boo?
it's just a thing. Yeah, cat. I don't know. I didn't ever use it for anything, but I just kept it because, you know.
Wow, that word is freaking out. Gon's Pledge. Ring. Grants Gon's Pledge. What's Gon's Pledge do? Plus 15 endurance. This item grants the ability to shield the wearer from the myriad perils that plague the world of Aora. An aspect of the god Aethys. Aethys? Gon represents
Ew.
the harvest of old age, symbolized here by the many interlocking sickles that form the ring. As Gon helps protect the dignity of old age, so too do his followers pledge to prevent young lives from being harvested before their time. It's worth a lot.
Yes.
Party, stash, money. I feel like that's camping supplies?
No, that's cloaks and robes.
Oh,
Or no, oh, the little thing
this
on the
one.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bundle of sticks is camping supplies.
Oh, we can retrain character. Alright, we have crossbow, great sword, hunting bow, pike, quarterstaff, warbow, battle axe, dagger. I'm missing a third dagger there. Flail, rapier, rod, sword, medium shield, heater specifically, small shield. Alt deflection -4 accuracy. For brigandine we have For armor, we have brigandine, hide armor, leather armor, padded armor, none of which we can afford.
Yep,
3 lockpicks.
I would
Okay.
honestly walk around the camp and just gather items before you go buying, because
Ooh.
there's not a lot that you need to buy right now,
Alright.
and no one cares.
Let's bring up the character sheet, shall we? 1000 EXP. Wow. I have 159 HP. Holy moly.
That's your health. Your endurance is only 40.
Yeah, with how you told me that endurance is more important than HP.
Well, they're related, but endurance is closer to what you think of as HP in most games.
Here we go. Equipment. Mail.
It looks like you have a rapier and a dagger.
Stiletto. I don't like how the rapier looks, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you'll get plenty of chances
Yeah.
to change your gear around.
Oh no. Come back. First up. Go. Ooh, stronghold.
You do not own a stronghold yet. Yep. Scouting is for sneaking around.
Huh.
Note spacebar, I believe, will pause and unpause.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Shh.
Thank you. I want to control my own character. I don't want to control
Hmm.
the other one. Oof. I don't like that I can't move the camera with WASD.
You can hold in the scroll wheel and it should be able to.
Ah, there we go. That's much better.
It's largely a mouse controlled game.
Ah. What is this? Dry deer wooden clothing.
Yep. You've already got some armor on.
Ooh. That looks pretty nice.
I don't think your dex is really high enough to not wear armor right now.
Yeah. It's fine. Jiro's tanky anyways.
This won't stop me for long.
That is locked. I should not do that.
This won't stop me for long.
You can do
Why
it.
not?
There! Done!
Oh, look how happy she is.
I believe if you hit tab, it will highlight what can be interacted with.
Ah, that helps immensely. Thank you.
It tells you that in a little bit.
These tall glass green pillars appear as they have sprouted from
As
the
if
earth. The flickering fire sets shadows dancing within. Almost look like they're pillars.
of eternity?
Maybe. Alright, well, I looted everything, so let's just... Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. I'm not saying PoE because PoE is Path of Exile. Open the area map, see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore.
So, a decent amount, but not much.
Oh,
There's
that's Sparfell.
Sparfell.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Thank you for not leaving stream. I appreciate you.
A handy stream.
That's a pretty tree.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
I'll just let you explore. There's plenty to explore.
Yeah.
I think you can also zoom out by moving the mouse wheel. Or zoom in. Your choice.
So how's everybody doing today, chat? And of course, Sume.
Surviving.
Dear!
Oh dear.
The corpse is cold to the touch, and a right smell wafts from its wafts
In
from it in putrid waves. A dark crusted blood stain besmirches its simple linen clothing. Let me finish before you disappear. I take it DR's damage reduction.
Yep. Basically, you want a higher damage reduction because when you get hit, damage reduction is subtracted to a certain degree from the damage you take.
Ah. Let's take a look at our map. Okay, almost got the whole area explored.
Yep. You can cross the stream of the bridge or you head a little further north.
Burned lady.
It's a crafting ingredient.
Was added to the stash. Oh. Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system because you will often manage more than one character at a time. It's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders that resume real time, to see the orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met, e.g. the start of combat. So, kind of like Neverwinter.
Yes. A lot of the people who made this work on Neverwinter and that sort of thing, so there's going to be some similarities.
Yeah, Pathfinder Kingmaker also did the same thing, but they actually added a turn-based combat to it, and I greatly appreciate it.
But yeah.
Okay, so how do I activate my Soul Whip?
Your Soul Whip is automatic, I believe. I believe whenever you hit something with your weapon, you're using Soul Whip. It's sort of a passive ability. Select your character and you'll see when their powers are available in the action bar here. See where it has the little 1 there?
Oh, yeah, I
When
see.
you'll be able to use that when you have enough focus.
My focus is 7.
But it will increase as you hit them.
And I need 10.
Yep.
And 10. Okay. Great. Thank you. One of your characters has been engaged in melee. When characters are engaged, they immediately stop moving. They move again, they will provoke a attack of opportunity from the enemies. Engaging them, your character will also automatically engage enemies when they initiate attacks against them with melee weapons. Okay. Takes damage, they will start to lose endurance and health. I take it that's this green bar then?
Yep,
For endurance.
I think so. I believe I'm not sure if the green bar is your health or your endurance. I think it's your endurance. And the health is a number.
The portrait will begin to fill with a red overlay.
Ah, okay, yeah. The bar on the
The-
left is their health. Their
Okay.
portrait itself is the
Endurance.
endurance.
Portrait feels entirely red, the character will be knocked out. Potions and spells can be used to restore endurance to keep characters in the fight, while health can only be restored by resting. So it's endurance run. Oh boy, I wish I could change that camera. Oh, I have 16 focus now.
Didn't really need it for that fight, but
Yeah.
wolf hide.
Ah, there's the peculiar bush.
This is it.
Springberry. So you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it up to review your notes. Feel like you've seen your fair share of action. What did you do before you came here? Constable.
This is sort of where you solidify your backstory, but you don't have to.
It's definitely 3. Like, I feel like I'm basing this off of D&D Shira, so definitely a little bit different than Neverwinter. Yeah, how does it you happen to come here? Bar fight. Feel like she's number 4. Oh, we all got things we like to leave behind. Gods know I do, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you what. Oh. Oh. Sorry. I don't like being my dad sometimes. Here's hoping they'll never track us down. Breeze in her surroundings. Smell that, Sume?
Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Radric's offer makes a girl think, I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot?
Yeah, it's hard to pass an offer. It's hard to.
Pass up.
It's a hard
can-
offer to pass up. Jesus Christ, Ebia.
Reading! One day you might.
Brain reads fast. Mouth does not go at same speed as brain. Or eyes.
Sometimes it doesn't even go in the same direction.
Oh god, no it doesn't. Alright, as an example, chat might know this, but I don't think you do. So, I was at my first job once. I was TIG welding. So TIG welding, you have an electrode made out of tungsten to electrify the steel to the point where it gets superheated to melt, and you take another piece of metal called filler and you put it in the puddle. My brain went on a coffee break.
Didn't even come back with coffee for you, did it?
No, it didn't, because I don't drink coffee. And I go and put, and I saw like, oh, this filler melt's got a little nibbly. I'll just melt it off with the TIG torch. I put it to the tick torch and hit the pedal to activate it, and electrocuted my entire left arm.
Oh
Oh,
well.
I am smirk. Getting filthy rich. I think Shiro wants some peace. I feel like this is her twilight years after serving in the Boros Legion all this time. Well, who knows? Raedric pays well enough. Maybe we end up as neighbors. Eh. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Demo will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixmadal. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me, so I'm here and we'll see. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended up in the living lands. I've got a brother in Oroatai, another in Adir, my sister in Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. Deerwood. Not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be a part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. Found an easy tremor in her voice. She adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Interesting. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfell's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water.
Got it. Eh?
Ah, yes, perfect. Warp 2.0 on map. Click. Go there. Let's go across this bridge.
Indeed, you haven't.
What a surprise. Sparfel went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kaliska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides. Sir, can you calm down with your loud breathing? I'm trying to read. Barely discernible in the dim moonlight, he no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with flavored breath. Ah, he's a zombie.
Sparfel? Are you alright?
Oh, it's not a zombie. Sparfell's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap, the feather shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
That's not going well.
Ambush!
So how are you gonna do this?
Well, you go there, and you go there.
Hmm?
Nope. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrate an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You'll hear the characters complain about it when it happens. Oh, fun. Take heed. Note a damage type is being blocked and switch to a weapon or spell that does different damage type.
Don't need to worry about that right now.
I want to try this.
Okay.
Let's go!
I don't know if you'll even make it.
Okay. flame is.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
It's just a torch, actually.
Oh. That's a cool looking torch.
It is. Very helpful in a certain part.
A bow, some hide armor. Ooh, amethyst.
That might be worth selling later.
Oh, hey, is that? Let's see, DR5. Yeah, it's still not as good. My chain
If
armor
you
is
want.
pretty nice.
You could equip the bow in your offhands, but then again, you're using stabby weapons anyway, so maybe not that useful.
Yeah. She's probably going to get a slash weapon later because that's
No
what
problem.
her main focus is. Ah, beer. Perfect. Footprints around the campfire are indistinct and may have been here for days or longer.
Ooh,
Mushroom!
that's a mushroom.
Mushy room. Alright, I think I got all the map opened up now.
Pretty much.
Oh, they're dead.
Oh, what makes you say that?
I see dead bodies.
You might want to follow your characters in case you get ambushed.
Oh, hey, look, you're right, an ambush. Wow, I wish I could just highlight the enemy itself, not the little circle.
What you need?
Just gonna watch.
Let's go!
Just poking him. Slow mo.
Sure.
Well, yep, I was right, everybody's dead. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts. Why do they have knife hilts sticking out?
Mm.
Yeah, I guess it kind of
Knife
makes
just
sense.
up front.
Splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kaliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on their limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade as the neck of the man he recognized as Heodin, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Well, I have lore, so I'm going to do this. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. What truth? I wasn't even here. In fact, I'm still sick. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them. They mean to kill us all.
You have a lot of options,
Yeah.
and only one of them will do any, and only one of them will actually be able to be done. So choose.
Really?
Basically, whichever one of these happens, whichever one of these you choose, that's the outcome of this conversation.
You can kill him, but you might as well be killing yourself. That doesn't make sense.
Basically, he's the only hostage he's got, and if he loses
Ah.
it, you'll kill him.
Rush the man before you can react. Yeah, no. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you're worshippers of Galawain. If Galawain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? Well, you know, I have a int of 20, so I might go with that. The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Hilden winces, but the blow never comes. Instead, the man cocks his head intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it's where you were told? What you were told. Oops. The man glares. It has always been known to my people.
You're giving this man an existential crisis, man.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Turning him into Carthos. I see. And what of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galawain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? Ah, hitting them with the reverse psychology.
Logic!
The man's nostrils flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did. Just not you personally. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle and he nearly fumbles it, affording Hilden the moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. Woo!
You saved him. It's entirely possible you don't. And now Hayden's in your party. He's a sort of roguish guy.
Why is his thing a lightsaber?
It's not.
Alright, let's see.
I think there's like 3 or 4 people here.
What you need?
These spells and abilities of Pillars of Eternity have a limited number of uses. An ability that can be used a number of times per encounter will have all of its uses restored when combat ends. Oh, that's nice. Abilities that can be used a number of times per rest will only be restored when you rest at an inn or use camping supplies. I would love to use this.
Yeah, I thought there were more people when I fought the fight.
It's friendly fire thing.
Uh,
Oh,
I
that's
think it's
Hayden.
target friendly. Maybe.
That was Hayden.
But I think if you target an enemy, it shouldn't friendly fire.
Oh,
I think
snap.
it
Did the
may.
boss just die?
Yep, you guys bum rushed him and took him down first.
Oh,
Like I
shoot.
said, I thought there were more dudes in this fight.
Oh. The enemy lies supined on the ground, unable to rise. That's a new word. His companions.
Supine.
Supine. I'm terribly sorry. Now silent among the other dead, his breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasp. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Oh, Dem is alive. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst a howling maelstrom. Slashed across his chest and bow, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head. His eyes barely open, he looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Yeah, you better run.
Oh my! So that's this.
Yep. you have to run into the ruins to escape it. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step, you set your hands in the warm folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. The last burst of energy before your arms give up, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Hayden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Hayden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hayden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you, despite the wind. From your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance of hitting your mark.
Well, unfortunately, I can't do number 2.
Yep,
So, Kobe!
your aim is true, and the hit jars Hayden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hayden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free.
Man!
This guy's just can't kind of break.
But
But dive
go
but
ahead.
diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold out just long enough for Hayden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There's a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet, and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connection, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight.
Ooh.
Was that?
A Beowick. Had to be.
How are you holding up, man?
Not well! Also, you lost one of your weapons.
I'm
And
sure
we're
I'll be
lucky to be
fine.
alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Now it's puzzle time.
1,233 EXP. Quest experience.
Eh? What you need?
Hmm?
Eh?
Lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble.
Yeah.
That has also been blocked. Looks like an Audra has blocked that.
Alright, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
I threw my rapier.
Yep.
All I have now is a stiletto.
Oops. I'm sure you'll find something. He has an extra dagger if you want to steal it from him.
That's what I'm doing. There we go.
It's not great, but you know,
Is ammunition a thing in here?
I don't think it is. 'Cause we gotten bows, but we haven't gotten arrows, so yeah, it's not.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
Who attacked us? Glenfathens.
They're the hut dwellers Odima's warned you about. They look to be Fangs of Galloway, who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go from ruin to ruin, looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odima. I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. Cassilia shakes her head. Windstorm, of a kind they only get in Air Galfine. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Gaffin word is Biowak. But to them, it's the god's way of reaping the souls of the land that couldn't find their own way out. They'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours?
Maybe.
I don't believe that. A demon would never allow it. As much as the Fangs are hotheads, Galfetans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. Cassilia's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. The wheels got a hold of them now. She looks up. God grant them better luck in their next lives.
I read better as beer, so it was like, God's grant them beer luck. I'm like, wait a minute. See? See? This is a recurring thing for me.
Yep. Cassilia looks you in the eye. A volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to see what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse, too. Seen worse and kept on walking. Because there's nothing else to be done. Because there's other people who care about you, who still need you.
That was nice.
Yeah?
By the way, had you not succeeded in distracting the guy, Hayden would have died.
Ooh, so this is the map, huh?
Yep. World map.
Elms. Deerford Village.
You should
Defiance
be
Bay. Yeah, we're
in the.
probably around here.
Yep. So that list is exactly where you are. And these are just towns and stuff, so.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
Hmm? A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zorip. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs.
So, sort of kobold thing?
The Zor recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. Whoa. The creature sniffs around you, finds nothing of interest, steps back, and resumes its defensive posture. T-pose! The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft click. Oh, so it just does the same thing. Now we back away slowly.
I mean, you could kill it if you want,
Yeah, but
but there's
should
other
we?
things you can do. Or you could come back later and see if there's something you find that it wants.
Oh. Oh, fun. Enable scouting mode to move stealthily and search for hidden objects like traps and secret doors. Okay.
They'll never know I'm here.
Man, our acoustics here are pretty great,
Look at
huh?
the tiles. What are those symbols?
Yeah?
That roundish symbol. I'm pretty sure I saw it on one of the tiles back there.
So this one?
Hmm. It's a little hard to see because there's not a lot of light.
So a patterned circle is inscribed from this pillar. An unlit brazier sits at its base. It could be lit if you had the means.
A brazier? A brazier.
Fudge! Alright, as somebody laughs at me mispronouncing the word brazier again, I'm gonna go get some water.
It's a common mispronunciation. And a very funny one.
I'm back and still feeling shame. Flames kindle swiftly in the brazier, winding their way upwards.
Indeed.
Huh. Wonder if we're supposed
Now
to
you.
do that.
Why don't you go look at the thing?
Oh!
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a lot more pillars.
Hmm.
I bet we can safely walk upon this now.
Yep.
But it has to be on the non-glowing bits.
Yep. So you may want to go
Yeah.
one at a time.
Fresh air in here.
Yay!
I think we found an exit. Sounds like the
How can
storm
I help?
has too.
I don't know if they're like... Their movement is up, down, left, right, or three-dimensional, so I'm just gonna
What you need?
do one square at a time to be on the safe side.
They'll follow a line as best they can.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Hey, we did it! We figured out a puzzle somehow.
Start of one indeed. Beer Spiderling. I'll just JoJo's kick this thing.
Huh?
Y'all just JoJo kick it.
Yeah.
My eyes are peeled.
I could scout ahead, see what's around the corner.
Can you do that?
Yep. Y'all can. But he's actually moderately decent at it. It's like I said, he's very roguelike. Just be
Never
careful
heard
about
of
him
this.
getting spotted.
There's a crystal in the middle of this room. Oh no!
That wall also looks a little suspicious.
Crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Push it. Despite the damage, the stone wall still looks heavy and solid. Here, Calliska pushes with all her might. The crack begins to spread. Finally, the ancient masonry gives way. The wall crashes down, revealing a circular room ahead.
Technically, you should have come from that the other direction, but now you have.
They'll never know I'm here.
Which is kind of funny when you think about it.
Ah, yes, just the Wardle. Scolder whelp.
You might want
Eh?
to reunite with the party.
Do, 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 do. This would feel like it could be co-op.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, bum rush, let's go.
I mean, bum rush is an effective strategy at this point in the game.
Yep. Bye. Oh, wow.
You scored a crit!
Crit's better than a hit. Of course.
To be fair, everything in the game can crit. including stuff like mind control.
No problem.
Oh my.
Yep. Basically, it rolls a D100 for 2 hit, and if you roll, I think it's more than 100 over the enemy's deflection, that is a crit.
Food.
Wait,
Found a body.
do you hear that?
Bow, armor, relief gem, torch, tattered journal. The small folio is torn in several places, and blood has soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice, and I've got my hands on a genuine Inwithian artifact. The fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned. He's not willing to go digging in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading it to a hidden treasure, then that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Silent Liss in the morning. Then it's just a matter of finding this relief he was talking about. Cool.
And look where we are.
Oh,
Now you can do something with this guy, too.
you produced a piece of scoter meat from your packet. Toss it onto the floor. Zalric's nostrils flare at the scent of fresh meat, and its eyes dart between you and the food. He creeps toward the prize, shoving the spear into your grip and snatching the meat with both hands at the last moment. Its gullet quivers as it devours the flesh in noisy chomps.
He gave you a spear.
Hey! It's better than my
Which, I mean,
daggers.
It's a two-hand. Oh no, it's a one-handed weapon.
Yeah.
That's right. So you can.
Yeah, it's 12 to 17, whereas my stiletto is 10 to 14, and yeah.
Dagger attacks faster.
Here you have your dagger back. Thanks for the lender. Mind armor. Oh my. That is
Yep.
some cool body pattern. Holy moly.
Godlike can do that.
I'm just gonna equip that.
I was wondering when you would.
Whoa, crafting.
Yep.
Food.
Can't
Consider
make you that yet.
casserole. Darkest cookies. Dragon egg. That's an omelet. Dragon meat. Duck's owner beef loaf.
Duke, I believe.
Farmer spread. Yeah, but duck sounds funnier.
Yep.
The middle rice pan. Pearlwood chicken. Raw-Thai sweet pie. Speckled back jerky and stew.
Yep.
And I really don't want to cook dinner tonight. It's still pretty humid and muggy up in my kitchen. I'm just like, I don't want to stand there. What's 6 potions. Oh, that's a scroll. Scroll of prayer against treachery.
Not really quite time to make things yet.
Yeah.
But now you have a pig.
I do!
Oh. I don't know what it does. But you have it.
Nice. Alright, let's take a look at this map. I kinda want to go back to this because I haven't really fully explored it.
Fair enough. The pathing is decent, but I don't think they'll avoid traps
Quiet.
if you autopath.
Yeah. So explore area first, and then you can do the auto path. Oh, hey, look, it's a relief. This mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows a procession of Ingwithians from all the Kith races: Amara, Elf, Orlan, Dwarf, and Human. They walk among pillars similar to the ones that span this chamber, each one topped with a flame. Oh, I guess that was supposed to be a hint.
Yeah, an extra hint. Not that you really needed it. The symbols on the pillars should have been one too.
Yeah, it was a very simple puzzle. I have a feeling they will definitely get more difficult.
I suspect so. I don't recall encountering many that were particularly hard, but again, like I said, I've only got less than a dozen hours in the game, so.
Found another dead body. Ooh,
And it has a poleaxe.
two-handed. Slashing and crushing damage.
So, it's worth noting that two, you could equip it there and then switch back and forth as you wish by selecting your character here.
Lesser black ooze.
Uh-oh. You've been found.
Yep.
See.
Alright, we have killed the black pudding.
There might be more here, so be careful.
Got it. Where'd that slime come from?
There is something in this room, I will tell you that.
No, I know it's this thing. I like passed over and it highlighted. A viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. You wrench the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief. Oh hey! Of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase a remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. Hey, look at us go, chat.
Eh?
Oh, there's more ooze.
I mean, there's a lot of ooze in here.
Yeah. I have to say, I kind of like this weapon I have.
It's just a little chamber, but I think there should be something
Oh,
in
I see it. Minor Cloak of Protection. Amethyst. Adra. An organic material, crystalline in structure but shell-like in substance. Adra can be found growing up through the ground in veins in many parts. Oh, it's that rock stuff.
Yep. So yeah, now you can put on a cloak.
Sweet.
Really more of a cape, as I recall, but you know,
Why does
can
he
wear
have
it.
that?
Because he was closest to the thing when you clicked on it.
You don't get jack, buddy. Ooh, that's some nice cloth physics.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's another thing that I really liked about NW 2 is the fact that we had cloak thing. Oh, I'm glad I came back here.
Indeed.
Let's see, I still need to go forward past the trap, so
Yeah, This is still all the tutorial area.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Pig don't care.
I mean, it's an astral pig.
How can I help?
What you need?
Another spoder.
So many spoders. But they don't take
Darkest
long to kill.
cookies. Chat, darkest cookies? That sounds like an incredible amount of chocolate. Yeah. Ooh, what's over here? Dead body. Oh, look, a helmet that I can't use. But I know someone who can. I wish there was a hide helmet option.
Yeah, well.
No, you can take this bow.
How can I help?
You are very enthusiastic.
Isn't he, though?
Yeah?
I'm glad he lived.
Got it.
Ah. Well, I hope I explored everything. Oh, goody. Cult stuff.
4 figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled ultra and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen. He wears a strange black headdress with 2 protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
Cheer looks at the party. These guys are cuckoo. Wait, are they making the Beowick? For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet, and the air is still. Then all at once, it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision, and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away to the black unconscious void. Ow. You open your eyes to a different place. Another time, you stand in a circular room, grand and domed. Its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions. Questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. The Aristocats. Oh snap, we're dead! Oh boy.
Shira Talzard, you awaken to find your malaise has broken,
Hey, look, I'm no
only
longer
to be
sick.
replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. It flits through your periphery. But when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tick. This is a sickness. It may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen.
Your comments are for teeth, me. Oh, they're freaking dead.
Hayden and Cassil and Galaska lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. Oh, you leveled up! Good job!
Ah!
The little should be able to take all her stuff.
Won't get far like this.
And actually, that should be both their things.
Alright.
So, you can put up to 6 points in your skills, but keep in mind that as they increase, it gets harder and more expensive to increase them. And each one has different effects. Athletics is probably your best battle skill.
I'd like to escape.
Wee, wee.
Alright, let's see. Well, we're definitely not a stealth person.
It was.
I think that's good.
If you like it that way, it'll work.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll
But
be
you have a
doing
point.
mechanics, honestly.
You still have a point.
Ooh, I think we'll do survival more. I don't do stealth, though. There we go.
Focusing in on lore, huh?
Yeah. I like knowing things.
You can activate scrolls even though you're not actually a caster, technically.
Sweet.
Now you get another power.
Sweet.
Has to be first level though.
I'll do Soul Shock. Talents.
Now,
Oh
this is
boy.
sort of feats. Class stuff lets you pick up either stuff that boosts your class, like these first four, or you can get little
Other
bonuses
things.
from other classes.
Oh.
There's a lot.
Yeah, I see that. Okay, Biting Whip. Soul Whip bites deeper, granting bonus to damage. Plus 20% damage. Oh. Stunning an enemy whenever they target deciphers will defense. Generating focus more quickly. Grants greater focus. 10 plus 10 max focus. Trains the character to use the poleaxe, which is what I have. Grants weapon
Just stop.
focus adventurer. Huh?
Nothing.
Knight, noble.
So basically, this allows you to get accuracy and damage bonuses.
To be fair, I will be having her switch to just a regular longsword.
I would advise against grabbing weapon-specific feats this early.
Oh yeah, definitely. Equip shields deflection bonuses. Well, she does have a shield, so she'll probably be using a shield. Yeah, more damage sounds great.
Yep.
Yeah?
And now you have just a pile of everything.
Yeah, too bad I can't stack it.
Sure.
Some things can stack, but not weapons.
I literally left them dead and naked.
I mean, what you gonna do?
Whoa!
Yeah, something weird's going on, huh?
I clicked tab and that happened. So I thought it was like me doing something wrong with tab. Saint Gyron's moon. Vessel flesh. Oh. Oh, god dang it. That's a
The
structure.
massive structure. Oh,
It's
sorry.
formed of stone, adra, and copper, and covered in strange glyphs. The air around it vibrates with an unusual energy.
And if you press this little symbol down here, you get to the world map
Yeah.
and can go to the Valewood. And congrats, that's pretty much the end of the tutorial.
Oh boy.
I could bed down here.
Should have some camping supplies.
You have no camping supplies.
I thought I did at this point. Maybe this guy has camping supplies. Oh, look, he does.
And leather armor.
Find something somewhere safe to camp out, because you're going to be alone for a little bit. It looks like. Well, you've got your pig, but they're not that helpful.
Oh, nearly.
It is now night.
What just happened? Oops, wrong button. Oh snap, I already have 10 focus right off the bat.
Indeed.
So I can actually use all of my spells right off the bat in combat. That's nice.
Ooh.
Oh, I saw that.
Yep. Hopefully you find friends soon. That would be nice.
I don't like it that you're saying these things. Found another dead body.
Dead friends. They'll do.
I mean, for bliss, sure.
Now he's your friend for a moment. So,
Bye.
now he's not your friend.
Yeah. Ah, that did a lot.
I mean, poleaxe, it hurts pretty hard.
Ooh.
These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remains. The stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. Every bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. You find a handhold upon one of the large stones and start to pull yourself up. But the uneven bricks and odd angle of the ascent make the climb difficult, and after a short distance, your arms begin to burn too fiercely. You are forced to drop back down to the ground.
Poo.
Looks like you'll need some tools of some kind.
I want to know what's on the body.
Fortunately, I think you're going to have a hard time finding a way up there. Oh, but look,
That's-
there's someone.
Found some people. A young dwarf tending to the stew looks up, startled. As he sees you approach, he drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit
What?
turns. Get her, you dogs, and make sure our new cook don't run off. Help! Please! Help! One of the bandits gives Tinvrith a kick as they pass him and he huddles.
Well, you're about to make a friend, maybe?
Cannot target self of soul
Oh,
shock, I
that's
believe.
disappointing. Might as well use something else then.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Regular keep. Dagger. Gold Rot Chew. I have a feeling that's tobacco.
Gods keep you.
By the flame, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking for those ignorant Reeses for the rest of my life. Or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I only hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in Gilded Vale, stop at the Blackhound Inn. I'll let Pasca know just what you've done for me, and I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. Oh, to be back at my oven again. Yay.
You've earned a reputation. Well, guess he wasn't really a friend. Just a buddy.
Ooh, a scepter. The tin is empty but for a pair of stained cots and a stink of unwashed bodies. Bliss would hate that. She likes to be clean. Shira does too, honestly. Oh, can I cook?
I believe you may be able to craft some things.
Yeah, beef loaf. Pearlwood chicken.
May get sent to your inventory because your actual pouches are full.
Yeah. Actually, let's see. Wow, my mail armor is better than the scale armor. But it does look good.
You sure have a lot of daggers.
Yeah.
And armors.
Yeah. I'm gonna be selling those though. Fortitude plus 5, reflex plus 5, will plus 5. That's a really good coat. Cape. Oh, I didn't change the color.
Well, you can change colors with these two squares in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
But it may change your armor color a bit too.
Yeah, but I like the light. Alright, I shall be back. I gotta put my laundry into the dryer real fast.
Fair enough.
How are you guys liking this so far, chat?
Just a peaceful night in the rain after all my friends are dead. But we still got the pig. As everyone knows, the pig is the most important. Based on a quick look, yep, only says single player on Steam.
I am back. Flufisk Gibbs. Welcome to the stream. Sadly, no. Pillars of Eternity is not co-op. Which kind of sucks, because it kind of feels like it could be.
Definitely. So many things.
Ooh, a stock.
Now that seems like a very good
Scroll
weaponry.
of Fan of Flames. Requires 2 lore, which I have.
That does a decent amount of
Yeah, no kidding.
pierce.
Unlock
Fan of
more.
Flames, of course, being a very familiar spell to anyone who plays D&D,
Yeah, it's,
just by a different name.
Burning Hands. The grass is still flattened behind the wagon's wheels. Barrels of cabbages, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. Not by cabbages. Shattered pieces of a crate are strewn across the dirt along with a few muddy vegetables.
I guess this is where our dwarf friend was caught.
Yeah.
That leads one way.
Nanton.
Greetings.
The man appears to be hurriedly dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, his expression tense and drawn. Greetings, he says, a little breathless. On your way south, is it? He wipes his brow, turning to face you. The sooner you're clear of these woods, the better, I think. Caravan was attacked, trying to get to Gilded Vale. Hard luck, and I'm sorry to hear it. You should be fine from here. There's no missing the Vale if you keep to the road, and you haven't far to walk. But I want to keep clear of this place after that. We were just attacked north of here, me and a friend of mine. We came out to hunt some deer. Came up on a bear instead. Great monstrous thing, and apparently he didn't make it. He shakes his head. I don't know what I'll tell his wife. In any case, this forest already cost me a friend. I'm heading home before it takes anything else. Who are you? Name's Naughton. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since. His face twists. Luckier than Pearly, I suppose.
Poor Pearly.
Rest in peace. You died as you lived. As a side character. We didn't see it coming, Naughton's voice shakes a little as he speaks. We were following a stag. Pearly, he saw something in the brambles, and we went tearing off after it. We all but stumbled into the cave. Poor Pearly didn't stand a chance. The bear was on top of it before we knew what was happening. Wonder if I could find this bear and kill it. The beasts will take what they will, I suppose. And this time, Galloway's favor fell upon the bear. In a cave a ways up that way, he points toward the northwest. I wouldn't seek it out if I were you. It was a great brute of a beast. Would hate to hear that it took another life.
You maybe need a friend or two before you take a bear.
Okay.
And now you can go to Gilded Vale.
Yay. Oh, there's a merchant here. I need to sell things. Oh. Lovely.
Hmm.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
The man approaches you, his skin as dull and gray as the desolate village behind him. He scans you with sunken, lifeless eyes. His voice is a dry croak. He glances at the gnarled, leafless monstrosity of a tree next to him. The only answer you hear is the buzzing of flies from the tree.
Of course, we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever conceived a Hollowborn child?
Godkin can't have children, right? No, I'm just gonna go with Shira.
Are
No.
you absolutely certain? Lord Raderick has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village.
Kill kids.
I should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head over so slightly toward the deformed tree.
His lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here. Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to speak.
He
Consider
points
it.
to a body hanging from the tree.
After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
Wow. I don't think I want to live here.
Yeah, lovely place, isn't it?
But if you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
I forget that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the Deerwood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper, children born without souls. He shakes his head. Pitiful dumb things that breathe, barely, but do not truly live. Some say the Hollowborn are a disease, some say they are a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows, but they have been spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Wadewind's Legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. Lord Radric's decrees may seem strict at times, but he has our best interests at heart, he nods. $5 says this baby's going to be a Hollowborn. I mean, it's too obvious. He regards you carefully. You want to mind where you mentioned that. Trespassing on Ingwithian ruins is illegal, not to mention dangerous. You probably saw someone attempting some new ritual to appease the gods. People will try anything these days. Barath have mercy. We certainly have. Polishes his spectacles on his sleeve. If you'd been that close to a Biowac, you wouldn't be standing here.
Keep out of...
And there's the bell.
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
Oh no.
3. Gods have mercy.
Audit.
It seems your arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
What do you mean? Come to us at a time of mourning. The legacy has struck at the heart of Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Barath must be redoubled. Oh. I'm just gonna go really fast in the opposite direction from this village.
Bears? Bears sound good. Let's go bears.
Yeah, they're tasty. If I'm real lucky, I can sleep with it after it's dead. I feel like Shira would say this.
I mean,
But
I won't stop you.
But Shira, what would Shira do? Me, I don't know. What would Evia do? Turn tail and run.
You do what you want to do.
He shakes his head unmoved. It is no threat. Only a warning. Lord Raderick will tolerate no threats to his kin, or those who live upon his lands. Grief will not make him more docile. I will know more details when the messengers arrive. The vulgarities of childbirth, perhaps, but that is not your concern. I can be sure of nothing right now. I advise you to get some rest. The inn. Or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. Me.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go far away.
I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Let's go take this mushroom. I don't know what the heck this is. Scattered beneath the roots are bracelets of twine and bead, wilting flowers, and notes half erased by the rain. Flood moss. Beneath the vines are crude carvings of a sun rising over 3 stars. Not much of a town.
Well, I mean, they've been having some trouble with their birth rates.
Well, I'm talking about like the state of the houses.
Probably a bit of a labor shortage.
And then I told her, that's not the pistol. Ah. Where am I? The Black Hound. Oh, hey! Sila Ammon. Shane Shakes Molrian. Deslok Najitep.
So many peoples.
Krauser. These guys have names, so they're important. Oh, I went from the wrong entrance. Selena Vertivo. Strom Brightblade.
Drunkard. Villager. 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 Villager.
Oh, Pasco. Angry townsmen. You see 4 people gathered by the door to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching its climax. The first figure raises his hands for calm, His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
Sure, this is just an overreaction. One of the other men glares at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. We're humble folk, we're no fools. Really? This doesn't seem like you're very humble right now. I just like that, but like I have seen stuff like that in books and other types of media. It's like, oh yeah, we're honest folk. Me, well, you're freaking not. Look at your tree. Does that count as honesty?
Yeah, nothing's more honest than being dead.
I still think I should run away.
Maybe.
If it was Luther, he'd probably get everybody high up on drugs. Not like he thinks mocking us while he shelters in our village. We don't take on that kind of talk from foreigners, especially not Adarans.
Go on. Say it again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
Wow, that voice change. I was not expecting the tonal shift.
Nope.
And with that profile picture at that.
I'll cut that barrel-licking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
Oh my god, he has multiple personalities.
Or something.
That's where you're wrong.
I'd rather be inside drinking instead of fighting.
We don't want your charity either, foreigner.
The fudge is that? It's not charity. I'm offering you to buy a drink, dick. How'd you know my name's Richard? Oh.
Good guess.
It sounds suspiciously like you're defending him.
Well,
oy vey.
This has started, so.
This has happened. Bye.
Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
Now he's your
he's
enemy.
attacking me.
Let's go.
You attacked him.
Let's go.
This is going.
Let's.
You're going to have made a friend, and now you've made enemies.
I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm gonna die. Oh, he exploded.
You know, crit. And now your second party member's dead.
God! Okay, so friendly fire is a thing.
Yes, when you select them, they definitely friendly fire. And he was a wizard.
Can I redo this?
You should have auto-saved recently, I think. Yeah, that looks like it was just before the fight.
Oh, thank God. I wasn't supposed to. Not to. Okay. Don't target him. Target the others somehow.
I'm hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira.
Go off.
Fie,
I'll cut that.
That's where you're wrong.
Alright. Move to the side, and then smash them. Or give your friend the,
Oh, yeah, you're right. I can do the thing.
Yeah.
Do not let me do the thing.
Oh well. Hit the guys.
Now we'll just go pokey pokey, stabby stabby.
Let's.
Hi! Sorry about that. Oopsie poopsie. I did it.
As,
Uh,
as the last of the attackers falls, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
You're welcome.
Courtesy is a rare pleasure in these parts. Though your accent suggests that you are no more local than I.
Straighten his back, and you know the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy.
Well, I
and fine.
suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service. Well, I'm a wizard by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I'm grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
I'm the sole survivor of a
In
caravan.
Griffin Ruins? Well, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. And half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
Aloth goggles? At you silently. Apparently,
Apparently, assessing your earnestness. Finally, he gives you a clipped, awkward laugh.
You do manage to find yourself in rather interesting predicaments.
Sorry.
I'm afraid that was a matter of misunderstandings and mistranslations. It doesn't help that people in these parts remember their war with Adir like it was yesterday.
Yeah, they tend to hold a grudge.
Ah, that! He clears his throat and adjusts his sleeves. I tried to tell them. They misheard me. It happens all too easily after a few pints. And the accent doesn't hurt. For just a moment, he looks as if he's about to say something else. His expression brightens with mischief, but before he can speak, he forces a tight smile, biting his lips so hard you expect to see blood. Finally, his face relaxes and he shakes his head. I should speak more clearly next time. My apologies.
I heard it loud and clear last time, buddy.
An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
Yep. Yeah, know anything about souls?
Indeed. The local lord has searched far and wide for similar specialists. He has rid himself of them almost as desperately. Begging your
darting
pardon, but
Oh,
neither
I'm
do
sorry.
you. Yet, circumstances can find a person in the strangest of places.
His darting glance takes in the tumble-down buildings and the fallow, rock-strewn fields. I expect that such expertise would be best sought elsewhere.
As should I, given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
Sweet, 3 in 1 people. Let's go.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
Hey!
Party member!
Woo!
And he didn't kill him this time!
Woohoo!
And he's an actual party member, unlike the other two.
Wood elf. Can't use level 3 scrolls. I can use level 2 scrolls.
Then he has Dazzling Light, Fan of Flames.
Okay, Archimere's dazzling lights, Calicol's sunless grasp, Wizard's double, Minoletta's minor missiles, and Fan of Flames.
Most of those are spells you know, just with different names.
Yes?
Yep.
And there's your pig. Just being a pig. Though keep in mind, you only have, so
How may
many
I help?
castings per rest.
Yeah, I take it that's the number 3.
I think so.
I'm really looking forward to hitting level 6 with Bliss.
I'm sure a lot of people are. It is kind of convenient that things that are close together end up
Yeah.
being the same pile.
Yep.
Saves a bit of time.
Indeed.
Yeah?
I would very much like to find a store. But I don't know if there is one in this place.
I think there is, but I don't remember where it is. It might be that building.
Oh.
Yeah, you can check the buildings and see.
Ah, here you go. Black Hammer Smithy. Villager.
Villager.
I'm trying to figure out what to have for dinner tonight. Tuatonic.
This Alma, man, is of an impressive build. Towering above the countertop, his skin is it's the dusky blue of the deeper oceans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears from a square-jawed face, coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome. You're the first new face I've seen in quite some time. What can I do for you? Come to it at the same time, I'm afraid. Stock's not what it used to be, but we find weapons and armor to offer you yet. Offered right here in the Black Hammer. Of course. You won't find finer anywhere else.
Right.
510 SP worth.
There we go. Jenna's Lance.
Boy, you can't afford a lot of this.
Hold Wall. Azura Stiletto. That's fine. It's not what I'm really here for.
No, you passed the great sword.
Saber.
One-handed.
She technically uses a katana, but I feel like Saber is okay.
Saber is probably the closest to that.
5 poleaxe and bows.
So, it's worth noting,
Yes.
your attack speed basically determines how often you hit things. And armors with higher damage reduction tend to reduce your attack speed more.
Uh-huh. What's recovery speed?
Recovery speed, I believe, is related to that. First, you can right click and maybe see. Recovery.
User spins between actions. Longer actions result in proportional longer recovery. Armor also has a large effect of recovery. Generally, heavy armor inflicts longer recovery penalties. Huh. Man, my male armor is pretty darn good in terms of damage reduction.
Indeed. But it does slow you down a bit. Minor ring, which you definitely cannot afford.
Ooh, that sounds really good. Cape of withdrawal. Turn into a crab. Summon Animat. That's why you're 6,000 copper. Oh! Yes! Sure. Yes. There we go. That took a lot of my money.
Yeah, I think you lost money on that whole transaction.
Well.
Gotta do some quests.
Actually, I'll keep this cape. Oh, I want to give it to the dude who just joined the party.
Alof.
Yeah. Oh, he already has a cape.
I'll make sure it's not better.
Nope.
Yeah, I think your cape is better than his.
Oh, my cape is fantastic.
The cape.
This cape does nothing.
No.
His cape also does nothing. My cape does this.
Yep.
Alright. Yeah, there we go.
Now.
Yeah, I have 10 damage reduction now.
Not bad.
Alright, now that we have this climbing hook, I can go climb up those ruins.
Yep.
And we can tackle that bear.
Maybe. One hopes.
Yeah. Awesome, I gained a lot of money. Awesome, I lost almost all my money. Well, what can you do?
Quests?
Yeah.
It is. Sorry, that late.
Yeah, it's 5:22. That's why I was trying to figure out what to make for dinner.
Yep. I'll probably have to go in the next 30-ish minutes. Feel free to keep going without me, though. If you're having fun.
Use grapple hook. With a grappling hook, a few swings from momentum and let fly, and the hook launches easily behind a pile of stones. A few tugs on the rope suggest that stay put. To help with the rope, you make your way up the face of the wall and over the side. Heck yeah.
More blood moss.
Fulvano's gloves of dexterity plus 2.
That'll be nice.
Scrawled leather. Do not think you oversee this, but you were right, Fulvano. We should have journeyed south together and been safer for it. I would tolerate all the gloating in the world if I might live to hear it. I have put myself out of reach of the beasts encircling below, but I am done for all the same. I do not think I will rise again. Whoever finds this, pray for me. Perhaps in the next life I shall be a trapper of wolves.
Heh. Unfortunately, you cannot take extra camping supplies.
Yeah, I saw that.
Though you maybe could use some.
Oh, my gloves don't change.
Yeah, well. At the very least, now you actually have a little more accuracy.
Alright, let's go find this bear. It's over
You said it was
here.
to... Yep.
Though I probably should camp to get some of my health back.
Hey, don't let me stop you.
Oh.
Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of gilded veils of gallows tree. The creaking of its ropes grow louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face has shriveled inward like a moldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up, and her eyes open. They are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and a gust of rancid air speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. You called her an animancer. Though it fills you with the new, queasy apprehension, you feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. Party gained 464 experience.
Yay! Cries. I'm a very noodly person.
Aren't we all?
Bear cave.
Bear cave, the berriest bear cave.
Bear claws are kind of meh in terms of pastry.
Don't know. Don't know if I've actually had one.
You're not missing much. Ah. Young bear.
Uh-oh. Well,
That's
have your wizard cast.
I can actually use this
How
now.
may I help?
Ha! Got it.
You hit the ground.
Yes, the wizard, the tank.
Oh god! Lost spirit, a figure drifts suspended in the musty air of the cavern. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. You reach out a hand for the spirit. In the moment of contact, you feel as if you have been struck a blow, head reeling as you tumble helplessly into a waiting darkness. Light blooms at the edges of your vision. You feel the sun at your back and the weight of a bow in your hand. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the vale hunting deer. Ah, this is Pearly. Now you are standing before a cavern and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his red cloak flapping at his heels. You follow, a heart hammering in your chest, as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There is a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back towards the exit, towards light and escape. You see a glint of steel. Oh. And there's a sudden terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, fall. Your thoughts are chaos, laced through with pain, but in a moment of terrible clarity, you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak. And then there's a great dark shape above you, and then there's more pain. The vision recedes, and you are thrown back to yourself with seemingly resentful force. A corpse lies at your feet, and the specter lingers. In the span of energy between you both, you feel a sense of questioning, of confusion, of anger. Well, Nathan is a total a-hole. A sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Rage and grief seem to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn bright, and your head fills with a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exaltation, growing fainter and fainter, until you are alone once more. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. I'm fine. That's good to know, but I don't suppose you could tell me what that was all about. Not really sure. It just recently started happening. Indeed, at the risk of sounding patronizing, you should probably have that examined. I'm trying. It's a shame that Lord Redrick's hanged half of Gilded Vale. The valiant dwarf might have known something about your condition. So, not a monstrous bear.
Nope.
And Pearly was killed.
Hey, there's a great sword. I hope it's pretty good.
I assume that it's pretty great. Mice crawl through eye sockets and over femurs. Oh, so this probably isn't the first time he has killed then.
Well, no, it didn't say it were
Right.
human
Okay.
femurs or kith femurs.
Yeah.
It's the bear's cave, so.
Yeah. Let's go confront Naughton if we can find him.
Uh-oh.
Zareb.
Ah, kobolds.
You know what? I want to test this out.
Hi?
Sweet Christ.
There's a reason it's, per rest.
Medium shield. Oh, this is better than my small shield.
Yes, but it also adds an extra penalty to your...
-4 accuracy.
Yep. So you're gonna hit less often.
Oh, my primary accuracy is 28.
Keep in mind, you're rolling a D100, so...
D4.
Sure.
Let's see if he's still here, if he went back to the Vale.
He is not. To the Gilded Vale we go. Alright, where is Naughton?
I'm not sure. I know he's somewhere in the Vale. But maybe you want to do a little bit of the main story first. Who knows?
I want to confront this betrayer.
Sounds good. You said he had to tell Hurley's wife. So, Ingrid's house.
So either Offra's house or
I don't think it's that.
Ingrid's.
You can check this one too.
Oh God, no! As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this woman's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Oh, sweet Lord. What did I do?
You see a key turn gently, steadily, and hear a ghostly click as the door swings inward. Two figures slip in, locking the door behind them, and begin their prowl. Their hunt is efficient, and it takes little time to acquire a sizable collection of documents in oddly shaped velvet pouches. Quick hands fill pockets, rucksacks, bags. The door opens downstairs, and everything freezes. Footsteps, a tired giggle. The thieves are all eye whites and short breath as they empty their pockets of all but the necessities, anything noisy and hurriedly replaced. Silence from downstairs. Then tentative steps up the staircase. A voice calls out. One thief creeps forward. The other, gesticulating wildly for him to turn, he continues forward. Crouching by the banister, he sees a gaudy shoe and shoves, and falls with a cut-off scream, rolling lifelessly to the floor below. Swearing, the second thief grabs her brother, and they make their escape, collecting whatever value they can on the way out.
Hi?
I hear you. Sorry, I was being informed about dinner.
No, not that. I was just responding to that paragraph you just wrote.
Yep,
Fun!
and it does seem I'll have to go fairly soon.
That's fine. I'll probably call it soon too. Found him!
Oh, good, we can shoot him.
This man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing two bulging
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wasn't expecting the wife to be in on it, but I should have.
I mean, she might not be.
They,
Completely.
they move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering.
Good day, stranger.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this woman, Naughton? Yeah, yes, I think we met in the Valewood. I warned her about the bear. He inclines his head. Glad to see you made it. Was there something else you wanted? I know what really happened in that bear cave, Naughton. The color drains from Naughton's face. I don't know what you mean. I told you the truth of it. Are you accusing him of something? Ingrid looks to Naughton, touching his arm. If this is about the accident, we're both grieving Pearlie's loss. But it was a wild animal's doing. Dang it. Naughton shakes his head minutely. You see a tremble in his hands. What would make you suggest such a thing? I had a vision of cave. I saw Pearlie's last moment. Last moments as he lived them. I saw you cut him with the knife. It's not possible, Naughton stares at you. How could he possibly know? His hand falls to his sword belt. I left no sign. Oh, you pretty much confirmed it. Naughton, wait! I don't know what you saw in that cave, but this isn't what you think. Pearlie, my husband, he was as much a beast as that bear. Really? I tried to leave the first time I suffered his temper, but he wouldn't have it. She looks away, expression pain. Naughton, we met, and I knew I'd found someone special, someone kind, who cared for me. Please, all we want is to leave this place. To start somewhere else. She looks down at the satchels. We have some coins saved up. You could have it if you only let us go. Me.
My, isn't this interesting?
I want to see the state of this woman's physicalness. I want to see the physical state of this woman. There we go. That's the proper sentence. Construction. What the
Hard choices, huh?
God, like, okay, I'm just gonna preface this. People lie.
Yep.
And as someone who has been a
This whole
victim
quest,
of that, yeah.
this whole quest is about lying.
He lied about the size of the bear and how his friend died.
The spirit did seem quite pleased to know that you would avenge him.
Yeah, but if your good friend betrayed you, wouldn't your spirit be okay with vengeance?
Maybe. Choices.
Alright, I'm gonna roll a d20. It's a 1 to 10. I attack. If it's anything else, I will let them go by saying keep the money.
Okay, roll it.
That's an 8.
Okay.
Here I
You're
go
so good at
killing!
making friends.
Blind fool, you won't take this from us, not for that wretch. Oh, that's a big cone.
It's kind of a hard one to use, honestly.
Yeah, that's a little awkward. Let's try this out. And of course, protect.
How may I help? Lavaru, be on seat!
Well, that's one down. Your tanky mage buddy.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's doing great.
Arthek, Worth, and Roth!
Oh, that also affects me.
Hi?
Oh, use our spells.
Yep. Nonton's actually kind of capable.
There we go. Yeah, he was doing pretty good. Hey, look at that! His death made me level up.
Yep. Isn't that nice?
Ooh, we got a ring. Deflection +5. Ooh.
Maybe you put that on your tank, or maybe yourself.
Oh no, he's having that. He's doing a bang up job. Alright, leveling up time. Okay, not going to lie. I think I'll pump up athletics up to 3. Like lore. So lore should be 5. Ooh.
You now have level 2 and can take 2 spells.
Amplified Thrust bounces psychic energy harmlessly off the target and onto the closest nearby enemy, causing pierce damage and violently pushing them backward. So
this would be good for battlefield control, pushing guys away from your tank.
okay, that sounds interesting. So so it's a lot like the shock thing.
A little bit, I think, yeah.
Yeah, we'll test it. Overwhelms the target's mental ability to communicate with its own body, paralyzing it and causing its soul to emit a shockwave that could leave nearby enemies stuck. Ooh.
Yeah, the second level stuff is good.
That sounds messed up if this was in D&D.
I mean, it's basically hold person with a little AoE added on.
Yeah. Mind Blades. Co-ops the target's essence, generating a slashing blade of force that attacks them before leaping up to 5 additional targets? That sounds amazing.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah. I hear butt though.
No buts. Just sounds really cool.
Phantom foes invades the minds of targets in the AoE, causing them to believe they are surrounded by phantom foes, leaving them flanked for the duration. What does flank give me again? Deflection is reduced by 10. That... Huh. Causes the target to relive the psychic trauma of an injury moments after receiving it, experiencing the damage all over again. Ow!
Yep.
This
lots
would be
of fun.
horrible if Kraut was under this.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yes, let's relive your time with the Mind Flayers. Please no.
I think it's in the encounter.
Yeah, Psycho Vampiric Shield. The Cypher uses the target's strength of mind against it, stealing a portion of its resolve in order to better deflect incoming attacks. So I take your resolve and increase my deflection. Oh, I take 10 resolve for 25 deflection for 30 seconds. Holy crap, I would be tanky as heck.
Heck tank.
Alright, okay. Okay, I need to do some serious thinking now because these sound really nice.
Yep. I think I am going to head out and leave you to it.
Yeah, I'll definitely tell you what spells I picked out for our wizard tank. Definitely gonna be upping his constitution.
When you can. I think that's next level, usually.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Let's see. Amplified Thrust. It bounces harmlessly and hits people. And pushes them back. Allied target plus 1 foe. So yes, this is an ally. Mental Binding would be great. I think I'll go with Mind Blades. And Mental Binding.
Eh?
20 focus. Oof. Alrighty. You, my friend. Oh, goody. Consult's Parasitic Staff. Ghost Blades. calls a field of unearthly blades into existence, inflicting immediately pierced damage and a hobbled affliction on the target in the AoE. Oh my god. Welcome to Spellcasters, there's a reason I freaking love them. Combusting wounds! Rolling flame creates a rebounding ball of fire, inflicting burn damage upon anyone in its path. Scorching ray of flame between the caster and the target, inflicting continued burn damage to the target and anyone caught in the ray. Creates a lance of pure necrotic energy, causing corrode damage instantly and over time. Ooh. Here's duplicates of the caster to distract enemies, granting a high deflection bonus, which is reduced with each hit taken. Well, he's the tank, so honestly, that sounds pretty great. As well as dull-mindedness. A cloud of heavy fog inflicts penalties to perception, intellect, and resolve. Caster becomes unable to see it. The caster becomes able to see an enemy's weakness and vulnerabilities as though they were physically tangible, increasing the chance of landing a crit. Infuses the caster with vitality, giving them a temp increase to max endurance and health. 50 max endurance and 50 health for almost a minute. Target becomes paralyzed, afflicted with boiling pustules of foul-smelling liquid that erupts from their skin, sickening those nearby. Shrouds the target's vision in total darkness, blinding them. Eats away a target's spirit, inflicting corrosive damage and converting that essence into endurance for the caster. Causes an enemy wounds in the area of effect to ignite, inflicting additional burn damage over time each time they are wounded. Creates a mystical shield around the casters, fusing them with bonuses to burn, freeze, corrode, and shock damage. I think mirrored image and necrotic lance is what I'll be going for him.
How may I help?
Alright, chat, I'm going to call it quits with this. This has been a very interesting start. I'm digging it quite a bit. Hopefully, let's see, here will be the stream schedule. Probably I'm not sure if there will be a stream before Thursday. Thursday is probably more FF14 Basilique. I'll probably start working on some of the crafting quests for the facet of crafting. This is pretty much the only thing I have left to do in Shadowbringers and the level 80 Machinist quest line when I get there. Well, for side content. Friday will be more Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Glad to be back to that game. Saturday, hopefully there's Strixhaven. If not, I'm not sure what it will be. Again, Mace of Spades has some stuff that just came up that it's just oof. And next Sunday will hopefully be DOS 2 if it's able. Till then, you can follow me at Twitter at Ebia Gaming, and YouTube for my Twitch VODs, which is where this will be coming up as well, at Ebia7, capital Ebia number 7. Good night, everybody.